have everyone on the council is here with the exception of Fernando Bailly and Tony Rodriguez. Next item is approval of the minutes of June 13, 2025. We'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the meetings for the minutes for the last meeting.
Motion made to approve the minutes of June 13. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. First item on the agenda is 1904 East Taylor Street. Mr. Velez.
Yes. Come on. Yeah, continue until you reach the, no,
You got your phone on?
the, next one, no. More? Yeah, one more.
Your microphone.
Okay, the first one is 1904 East Taylor Street. The property owners were here. This is the history of the house. So as you know, they want to change the siding and so on and adapt the entrance for the property owner, the mother, right now that is in a wheelchair. So can you go through? So yeah, more. Okay, so these are current photographs of the house. It was tabled on the last meeting, and we were waiting mainly for the drawings, and they have already worked on that. Forward, yeah. So this is how, no, back. This is how it's going to look like the front facade with the hardy plank that they want here, and so and rebuilding the existing columns and preserving the windows. You have the front and the rear elevations there. More. This is one of the sides, and this is the other one.
Is your microphone on?
Yeah.
You need to speak up.
Okay. So yeah, those were the elevations, the front and rear elevation, and these are the siding, the sides of the house. So they are, as you well know, want to change the bevel siding for hardy plank and change the entrance as well to in order that the wheelchair of their mother could enter through the main entrance. So can you move forward? Okay, this is supposedly the bevel siding. This is the hardy plank. So what we are saying is, okay, you can build with hardy plank, but try to match the existing one. So that's the reason why the suggestion here in the historic district is always 525 inches with a 4 inches exposure. That's something similar to the wood bevel siding. Then you have the columns. In this case, they are going to match exactly what they have. So that's fine. They're going to repair the beam as well between the columns, the porch columns. Yeah, move forward. More until you reach the, yeah, that's it, the staff recommendation. So the staff recommendation is to approve the proposed project. The COA may be signed when the rehabilitation project describes in detail the construction features. It's already described and materials listed below. So the facade elevations depict already the horizontal fiber cement, height 525, exposure 4 inches. The preservation of existing front and side windows and the taper columns, they are going to build exactly the same. There's one more item here that is probably they're going to change the beam exactly with the same size, and so, or that was what they told us on the last meeting. They want to change also the dark gray roof, and the project must be uploaded to Axela for comments by the various planning and redevelopment services divisions and the rest of the City of Brownsville departments. What I'm saying here is that naturally the project has to meet the UDC and building international residential code in this case, and naturally the design changes, something that we don't think so. What we don't think is going to happen, then the project must be resubmitted simply because we will have a kind of different approach to the facade. And so what I'm trying to say here is that, yeah, we approve what they have introduced as it has been introduced, all right? But nevertheless, one thing, I'm clarifying all these kind of things because not all the property owners, or let us say that the property owners misunderstood that when they come here and they got the COA, they can do immediately the work. No, just wait a minute. That's the first step. First step is because you are in the historic district, you need a COA, but naturally you need a building permit signed by the building permit division with all the comments that maybe the building division should have to say. So from our point of view, the project that has been submitted is okay and can be approved here by the Historic Preservation Commission.
Okay,
Correct.
so staff recommendation is to approve.
Is to approve as presented.
Okay, is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this project? Please identify yourself.
Yes, sir. Angelita Garcia, daughter of Aurora Lopez.
Are you in agreement with the staff recommendations?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't have any issues that you're concerned about?
No, sir. The plans requested is what we submitted, and we're willing to work with all that.
Okay.
Make sure we get it done correctly.
Anyone have any questions?
I have a question. Weren't you all going to build a ramp?
We were, but because of the time constraints for us, my brother has a ramp, a mobile one,
Oh,
a portable one that he found. So that's how we'll be getting her in
Okay.
and out for now. Yes.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to close public hearing?
So make a
Is there a second?
second.
Motion made and second to close public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the plans as per the recommendations.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Next item. Thank you.
Okay.
1735 West Elizabeth,
Yeah.
1729 West Elizabeth.
Thank you. This was this item was tabled on May 16th and June 13th. So they have amended as the Historic Preservation Commission and the staff recommendations said in the last meeting. So I'm putting here, okay, again, 1729 is the house that is parallel to West Elizabeth Street, and the other one that is diagonal is the Farley Apartments. We can see here Calvin Walker.
Yeah.
Photograph. Okay, this is the traditional neighborhood corridor, which means that the parking has to be 40 feet behind the front lot line or 5 feet behind the main facade of the buildings. So they have done, you would see, all these are the kind of typologies that you can build. This was the old site plan. I'm leaving here in order that you can compare this one with this one, okay? So this is the approach that they want to do. You can see that there's a single house to the left, bottom left of the site plan. And the other one that is behind the existing two-story brick apartment is also going to be a single house. So the other two duplexes that are to the right, they are going to be facing each other with a little plaza that is there in front of the parking lots number 11 to 14. So they are going to protect the trees, as you can see, an existing tree just next to West Elizabeth Street and the other one behind the two-story brick apartment building. So this is the design of the duplex. Is exactly the same as the last time they were here. So there are no comments. They have include the materials and so as we wanted, the 525 inches of siding, windows, and this is how the single house is going to look like. They have bring 3 options. Okay, this is the first one with a center door and a window. Then the second one, the sides and the rear elevations are all the same. The only thing that changes the front. So from this option, okay, the one at the top, you have this other that is a center entry door with symmetrical windows to each side. And then there's a third one that is simply moving to a side, the door, and leaving the other door. So we are recommending in this case option 2 or option 3, this one or this one, because the symmetry or because this component is usually found in Brownsville. Again, the Hardy plan 525 with exposure of 4 inches. The box columns that we are recommending, 5.5 by 5.5, kind of doors of a, like a craftsman house. The regulations for landscaping and so, they are not going to touch anything. They are going to preserve practically everything except one palm where the single house is going to be fitted. And, and this is the recommendation, is to approve the proposed project. So we are recommending option 2 or 3. Naturally, the duplex as presented. Building features for the new construction like the craftsman style. The facade elevations, as always, 525 with exposure of 4 inches. So we can have a narrow horizontal fiber cement siding. Box columns, 5.5 by 5.5, and a single hung 1/1 windows. Dark gray, and if a fence is built, that is not the case, they should have to introduce to us the project. Light color, and naturally, again, the projects must be uploaded to Axela for the rest of the department's comments. And if the design changes and impacts on any of the facades, the project must be resubmitted to the HPO and HPC for review.
Okay, is anyone here to speak on behalf of this project? Please identify yourself.
Marcos Estrada from Estrada Construction. I'm the
Okay.
builder. We have owner.
Ramos, designer.
Yeah, I think we met you guys out at the site. Are you in agreement with the recommendations of Mr. Velez and his staff?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't have any problems with what they're recommending? Okay, does anyone have anything that you want to ask?
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are we gonna make a recommendation for which facade? Or we're just gonna say whichever of the 3?
Yeah, you have to select our option for the single house, because the duplexes are exactly the same. The single house should be option 2 or 3, whatever you like. Option 3 is this one.
Okay, do you guys have any wish on which option we're talking about on the little house? 2 or 3? Okay, so you don't have a preference whether it's option 2 or option 3? Okay, then I guess it's up to us.
Yep.
Okay, let's close the public hearing. Is there a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion passes.
So-
Okay.
Juan, could you show us the 2 options again?
Yeah, this is the option 2 with symmetrical windows and a center door. And the option 3 is a door to a side and on the other side, the window.
Okay, and then go back to the original.
The original design for the
Street view of the
site plan?
the street view the current street view with Calvin featured. That one.
Yeah, so one of the houses is going to be where that palm is located, one of the single houses. The other 2, as you remember, are going to be behind this house, okay? And the other single house is going to be on the background, behind the 2 duplexes that are going to be to the right of those trees that are also preserved.
Well, in the back house, the previous thing, that carport is coming out of the center, and it looks like the house next door is also centered door. So I'm for center door. It looks like the house next door is center door, and this
Yeah.
has a center carport, so I'm thinking it'll look better to have center door.
Yeah, and the apartments, I think that are also symmetrical. The apartments to the right are 4 apartments, 2 on the first floor, and they have the entry doors located, I think, that to the side and the windows on the middle. So we are practically always speaking about symmetrical houses. Probably some alteration has been done on the Helms house here on the background to the left, but that probably was an original. Well, no, I see that it has 2 and 2 windows.
Yes.
Okay,
Can I look at option 2?
What's your question?
You have to look at option 2.
Yeah, just to make sure that's the one. Yeah, that's centered with the windows. Yeah, I love windows. I don't know
Yeah, I
why.
think that's better.
Yeah.
Everybody agree with option 2?
Option.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we go with option 2
Okay, but also your
And
motion is
accept
to
it.
and
approve.
accept as approved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion passes. Okay, item number 3 is 1045 East 10th Street. Mr. Velez.
So this is the site of the Antonio Longoria and Leafield rental store. Here we see that there's nothing on the bottom lot. The next one, you can see that the grocery appeared on the 1914. And so as you remember, this house was approved to be demolished upon the presentation of the renders of the single house. I don't have now the lot empty because it's being demolished, this house. So what I have is now the drawings. This is the site plan with the entrance facing East 10th Street as the other building. So that allows the garage facing Jackson Street and behind the house as the ordinance is. So this is perfect. Then you have here the first floor plan. The second floor plan, only for reference. This is the front elevation to 10th Street.
I like that.
The front elevation to Jackson Street with the garage door, okay? This is the southwest elevation and the rear elevation to the neighbor's lot in Jackson Street, okay?
Very nice.
So the renders are this. Jackson Street. And the rear to the,
That is right.
all right? So that's what we have. So they are going to build with a hardy plan. Again, the recommendation is 525 and 4 inches. Well, this is an alternative vertical fiber cement. The box columns recommended. Landscaping, they have to follow the ordinance. Fence, they are preserving right now the existing hurricane fence. I told to the owner and to the designer that if the fence goes, it cannot be substituted by another hurricane fence because those are banned right now in the city. So the recommendation is to approve the proposed project with the horizontal siding, 525 and 4 inches of exposure if it is fiber cement, the single hung over 101, the box columns, dark gray. The fence, initially, they are going to preserve the one that is on the front. I don't know what is going to happen to the right, but they will tell us. And naturally, that will follow the ordinance. The landscaping, the designer is on top of that. And then the light color and that the project must be uploaded to Excel just to receive the comments naturally of the rest of the planning and redevelopment division or department, sorry, and the rest of the departments of the city of Brownsville.
Okay, is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this project? Please identify yourself.
Hi, my name is Pedro Moya. I came here in representation of Ricardo Diaz and RD Home.
Okay. Tamoya, is this your design?
Yes.
Very attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the connections to, a little bit like the S.W. Brooks house, the balconies and so forth. Very nice.
Very, very nice. It's a terrific improvement to the corner lot, that's for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, but the siding, just for purpose, the siding is the narrower siding that you have shown here, right? What?
So, yeah, the siding is horizontal as shown here.
It's not the narrow siding.
Yeah, yes, if they want to use the fiber cement is 525, but leaving a gap, eating a little gap so they can expose only
Yeah.
4 inches. And also, well, the render shows kind of a tin roof. It cannot be tin roof. The suggestion is naturally dark asphalt, and dark or grayish roof, okay?
Okay, are there any questions for Mr. Moya? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. I'll entertain a motion.
I just have one question. there is an existing chain link fence that is going to be removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry. No, the existing hurricane fence that is to the left of this house and facing East 10th Street is, I passed yesterday and it was still there. So the owner also wants to preserve that fence initially. If he removes at any time, then he has to go accordingly with the ordinances that we use to suggest 425. So not only because that's the reason why the owner probably prefers to preserve that fence, because it's slightly higher. It's kind of 4.5, 5 feet. So we can see it on the old photographs of the houses. Oh, no. No, I was going. Here. That's it. You see? With the dogs
Okay.
on top.
But this house is going to be a little bit this way.
Well, then they will have to build up a new fence, and the fence should be 425 inches tall. Well, that's going to be the recommendation.
Okay, any further questions? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to presume,
What are you doing?
to approve as presented?
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Moya. Okay, next item is number 1257 East Levy Street.
Yeah.
Mr. Velez.
So this is the McDermott Briscoe Motor Parts, is where the famous Webb Miller house is located. You can see at the bottom right of the aerial view, the brick building, the two-story brick building, and the other one that is empty right now. So the building was built in 1926. This shows us the evolution. The evolution of the lot is the one that is located at the bottom. That was the King commercial building in Brownsville, and it was demolished between 1919 and 1926. We know already that the building was built in 1926, and indeed on the newspapers appear as demolished that same year. You can see the building there, the one-story building, and the Webb Miller on the back. So this is how it looked like. We can see that there are 5 openings to East 13th Street, and the whole facade open to East Levy Street, okay? So I want you to remember these 5 openings, and the other that is totally open. So at the same time, I wanted you to let you know that the areas are surrounding the 4 openings on the back to East 13th Street. Those are brick, painted brick, okay? And the rest in the front is kind of, I don't know if it is concrete or enjarre or who knows what is that, where the car audio distributors sign is located, and the kicker one as well, okay? So we can see here that there are 2, 4, 5 openings, but you can see that they are totally different to the one that we have right now. We have on the back, we have kind of 2 transom windows, while the opening closer to East Levy Street is 3. And then it comes to a double French door at the corner, exactly as this one that you can see in this photograph. Okay, so there are the 4 openings on the back that are absolutely asymmetrical, or seems to look be asymmetrical, and then the other door. And this is the other door to the right. That is to the right of the photograph is the left door.
Is that a garage door?
So that's the current garage to the left. Yep. Okay. So they demolish all that facade and so. So well, this is the downtown core, the commercial. Okay, they are proposing this facade. That is the restrooms next to the Curio building, to the Webb Miller, and then a future kitchen and the future storage. What it happens with this disposition is that this is the facade. Then if we follow that program, we'll have I asked for a double French door as an emergency exit, and they put it there. that's fine. Now, the problem is that on the 13th Street facade, you would not have a kind of a symmetrical door and so, symmetrical facade and so. While in the Levy Street, that's okay. They are showing also how are they going to fill the openings to naturally enclose the kitchen facing East 13th Street and enclosing the whole East Levy Street, okay? So the proposal was, why instead of doing this, you move the kitchen to the left, you know, because it occupies practically the two first openings, and then the restroom to the corner where the future storage is here proposed, and then you can centralize the door on the center opening, you know, by simply moving one place to the other. That's simply if you want to improve the design. So the comments and references written above, we recommend to approve the project, but the COA must be signed once the facade elevations depict panoramic windows to follow the hurricane regulations. We don't know if they are going to be able to build a very wide window or not, because that happened also in the Coca-Cola building. The transom windows must be built with wood and non-tinted glass. And the owner must confirm the following: whether the brick on both facades will be painted. And we guess that this is an easier solution because one of the walls is already painted and the other one is painted but is stucco. Or if they want to low pressure the facade to East Levy Street and bring the brick that is there. In order to explain myself, we have this facade. They are proposing this brick finish. I don't know if it is a way to explain the rhythm of the facade or if it is going to be brick. Then the recommendation should be to
Okay, from this
To
picture,
clean
I'm
the-
not following. Is the brick only above where the locked-in garage doors and then it becomes stucco?
the brick.
Or is the stucco only on the levee side?
The brick exists from what it says audio band there to the right, to the Webb Miller
Okay,
story.
so where it says kicker, that's stucco.
That, I think that is stucco or enjarre or who knows what it is, you know, and the card audio as well. That is a different thing. So if they want to put brick, okay, they have already the brick there. So it's simply cleaning with low pressure, but then they have to redo the whole entrance, the whole kicker and cardio audio distributors area has to be then brick with what they are proposing. So that has to be clarified, because otherwise it's going to be whatever painted brick wall you have there and this same finish. And so, but because the proposal is this one, we assume that they want to do brick. And at the same time, by simply changing the kitchen with the restroom, you would be able to center the door facing East 13th Street just to the middle of more or less to the middle of the building.
Okay, go back to the floor plan. Right there. What's the stair for?
That staircase goes to the second floor of the Webb Miller,
Of what?
to the Webb Miller house.
No, but where's, oh, then we're not looking at this the correct way.
Yeah, to the right, you can see the double door that's facing East 13th, East Levy Street, and the upper, where it's facing the future kitchen, and et cetera, that's the East 13th Street.
The Webb
This
Miller
would be
is
the
on the
door.
left.
Yeah, this is
this-
the.
Yeah.
So that staircase goes
It
to
goes
the
up
back
to-
of the building.
Oh, I'm not
Okay.
looking at this the correct way at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
This is the
restrooms
13th and 11th.
in the upper left-hand corner, are those unisex?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you open the public hearing and then we see what the design.
Okay, does anyone here want to speak on behalf of this project?
Yes, that'll be me.
Please identify
Um,
yourself.
Yeah, my name is Estela Valdez and I'm the designer in charge of the project. Hi, Calvin. Hello, everybody. I'm on Zoom.
Okay. Hold on.
And yeah, Juan, can you?
Can you hear me clear?
One shop, I work with her.
Okay, yes, you want to speak?
Okay, yes. Okay, so in regards of the materials that we were talking about, like a soft pressure wash is not gonna work. It would try the paint is like it has many layers, and we will we will damage the bricks. So we need to find a color that works well with preservation, but we need to, yeah, keep the paint on the brick. The owner would like to use on the remaining brick maybe some kind of like lime wash. I don't know if that's possible on the new brick that we're going to be using.
Are we what? Are we gonna allow new brick?
Pardon me?
Is new bricks anywhere in this presentation?
Well,
Yes, on the opening.
It has to be.
it's the old.
On the
brick
openings,
already.
yes.
To show the existing building. as it
They
is now.
can't, the pressure that Juan mentioned, sometimes you can remove the paint.
No, more, one more,
Be
one
painted,
more,
but you almost never can, and in this case,
One more.
they've tried it, they can't.
one other.
So it's a
That's it.
previously painted old brick,
One more.
Okay,
plus in the front, it's that stucco.
so. okay.
Yes, and I've tried several times to remove the brick in other projects, and I mean, I have not been successful. So I don't want to damage this one.
I'm sorry, I'm still not understanding. This brick will stay, that's on the side.
Yes,
And where it is stucco, what is the proposal?
That's the paint color.
So literally, we're gonna leave the stucco on the brick, only change the color.
Yes.
yes,
So
correct.
when it's showing a brick facade, that is not what we're looking, it's not really a brick
So
facade.
that's accurate, yeah.
The color we were kind of going for it to match.
Okay,
But
so
we're gonna submit a,
what is there will stay. The only thing we're looking at is
Yes,
the
that-
openings.
That is
Is
correct.
that correct? Because I think
Yes.
the presentation was confusing because it
drawing-
was all brick.
Yeah.
looks brick.
The drawing is confusing, because it looks like.
Well,
it's
the
all
drawing
brick.
is showing the brick instead of showing painted brick, but still, it's like
But you're not
80%,
breaking-
90% brick.
The front is not gonna be brick, it's gonna be stucco. So facing Levy Street will be stucco, not brick. You
So
don't
then,
have brick.
then the project is inaccurate and cannot be voted. I mean, remember that the discussion was to present drawings here such as they were prepared to continue the review by the rest of the department and other departments of the city of Brownsville. And so if right now what we have is elevations showing brick. If it is different because they are going to preserve, and that's fine. They're going to preserve the stucco facing Levy Street and that little corner
Yes, this
to
is.
East 30th Street and the rest of the brick. And
Okay.
that's going to be the color. Okay, fine. But then unless Ms. Valdez, you are meaning with this that you are going to preserve the whole facades facing both, and then simply the color is going to be similar to this one. And
Your
then,
only question now is color and how you're gonna fill in the holes, but everything else is staying. Is that correct? That's what I'm here. That is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Am I correct? Yes.
Yes, everything, yes. And
Okay.
when we will continue with the walls on okay, let me go back to the new picture. I mean, the image that's not like the facade for Levy, it shows only like only on top is a little bit of stucco. So we're gonna, yeah, not all of the stucco, not all of this is strong enough to preserve. So what we're trying to do is to build everything with brick as the same as on the other side So we're gonna keep whatever we can preserve on that side, but the construction underneath on that opening will be mainly made of brick as in the other side on 13th Street. So the main building is made out of brick. We want to do the same.
Brick that you paint with the color shown on the
Yeah, with the
elevation.
color shown, we're gonna, and any color that you recommend.
Okay.
Okay,
and-
well, yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, we're not really supposed to ask right now, right?
Oh,
So-
go ahead.
Okay, so what we're saying then, on this picture, looking at the levee side, above the windows would stay stucco, and what you're gonna fill in on the bottom will be brick, is what you're saying right now.
Correct,
Is that
yes.
correct?
Yeah, we're gonna repeat the same that's on the other side,
Now, can we?
the same brick.
Okay, thank you. And then let's, okay, and these are all windows and the transoms are gonna have wood to look like little separate. What are those?
Okay, let me
transoms?
clarify on that. So on the first area that you see on the 13th Street on the right side, there's the bathrooms. So we won't be able to have a window of that size behind a toilet. So we're trying to close it, but keep the shape of the opening. And we were recommended to use same materials, but maybe using a different pattern.
What do you mean, same material? Fill it in
Same
with
material,
what?
Use brick. Use
filling it with brick.
But a different pattern so that you can see that it.
You can see that it's
Okay,
It
let's,
needs to be different.
let's go back to your layout. Let's go back to your layout.
No, that-
So these two are actually bricked in.
The first two, yes, that are in the green area.
correct.
What is that? You're gonna close the windows.
Okay, and
Then it's 3 windows where the kitchen and the storage.
Brick and then change.
And the double doors there are,
is there a way that you could do this that you wouldn't do that? Is there a way you could L it or,
I
so
find
that
the
you-
drawing to be very confusing.
Well, I'm just wondering if the interior couldn't be like what, like have windows in the kitchen and do the bathrooms against 409. Do the
Well,
bathroom.
actually, they're next to 49.
Huh?
They are next to 49.
No, but I mean,
It kind of creates the weird corner, and we actually looked at it in different spots, and this is the most optimal.
I know, but I don't like, I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because it makes it a nice, long
Yeah.
thing. But the outside to have bricked in windows, I'm not for.
How about frosting the
Maybe have a
windows?
false window, but with a.
We can have a
display
false
area.
window if you prefer that. We don't have a problem with that.
And then just make well, honestly, what do you all think of that? Have a window and then have the sheet right behind it painted black, so you're looking into a black window?
I think keeping the facade kind of like it was, but doing a black backdrop, so that we don't have a toilet sitting in front of a plate glass window.
Oh,
I think that
sure.
would be a special.
No, I get it, and I get that he doesn't want to do an L because it shortens the space. But I do think it looks better to have a window with black sheetrock behind it so that it looks like it looked.
I'm sorry, this is Fernando. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
What about instead of black sheetrock, what about putting like potato sack? Make it look like a curtain. And filling in the window with making it look like it has curtains and then the black sheetrock.
Then that's full of dust.
Not if it's enclosed.
The problem,
Now
being-
what?
the problem with a curtain is that then you've got to get in and maintain it. When you just have a black matrix, like a black
Sheetrock or something.
sheetrock, you don't have to go in there and
Makes sense.
maintain
Makes
the
sense.
curtains and everything else.
I'm fine with it always being dark. I agree with,
Okay with that too.
you're okay with brick? I'm not.
I'm just talking from
It
the
changes
point
the
of view-
historical look of,
from the state's new view about how to do that, I think Juan mentioned it, they don't mind if you do an infill that looks different. But I kind of like keeping the plate glass and just doing something behind it.
yeah.
And, what the infill is now acceptable, but it's really our choice.
Okay, but, and let's look at the band. Let's look at the old pictures.
The picture with the band.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Juan, we need your band.
I love that picture.
Actually, I think,
I have never seen.
I think the guy in the cowboy hat's my
Really
dad.
cute.
The Roses building.
Yeah, that's, okay, and yes,
Yeah.
yes, so this is, yeah,
Well, I did the same thing over at City Plaza, first floor along wherever that street is, 10th Street, where I have glass, but behind that I painted it black.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the toilets on the other side.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
that works.
I think, I actually like that better than.
And it'd probably be cheaper than using brick to fill up. It just put the glass and put.
Yeah, and I think it makes more sense. And then not to have two windows bricked in and then, yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Are you in agreement with that?
Yeah, just put in the window with the black. That would keep the historical on the outside,
I don't understand the toilet.
keep the modern inside.
Unisex?
Okay, now, okay, so then,
Where's the urinal?
okay, so that's.
So
okay.
my,
How is that door, what's that door for?
Which one?
The one that's by the kitchen?
It's a service door.
The kitchen is for, service.
Oh, so there, okay, so
Service function.
let's go to the layout.
Not centered.
So the purpose is gonna be, is this gonna be that, I've been hearing that it's gonna be an incubator kitchen or something? Is that what it's gonna be?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, cause I've been, all right, so you do need a service door for there.
Correct.
Okay, and then,
As well as an emergency exit too, because the other one is too far away. So we need an exit
Well,
there, closer
yeah.
to the bathrooms, either
That's
or.
fine.
I mean, we need
Yeah,
an
yeah.
exit.
but is the city okay with, bathrooms not designated?
no, I
Is
felt,
that okay?
I felt that there was a comment, I felt that there was a comment that these bathrooms somehow do not follow the building code.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
So
guessing,
what I'm thinking is that, I mean, generally speaking, if you take the surface of the future, I mean, I'm okay with whatever is the interior design and so, and even what they are proposing. Now, what I'm thinking is that the facade to East 13th Street simply could be improved if you were relocating that double door to the center window. And that can be done if you relocate the interior. You take the kitchen, you put it where the restroom is located. The restroom, you put it on the future storage, and then the future storage to the
But
three
they
empty
can't-
corner.
That does not solve it. That does not put the, that does not.
No,
put the door
yeah,
in the
yeah.
center.
No, yeah,
No.
absolutely, because if you see the distance between the walls of the kitchen, and you
Oh,
take,
so you're gonna flip. the-
and you take that surface to the left, the
Okay.
kitchen will simply arrive to the wall that is there, the second wall that is drawn there. And then the empty window that is in between, that would be a free space.
Then there, does that make, do we fill in more windows black that way?
No,
No?
what you will do is simply resolve the whatever are the kitchen windows, you resolve it later on the future, on the other corner. That's it.
So-
It's as simple as this. But you would maintain from the exterior, you want to maintain an appearance that is symmetrical.
Omar, did you want to speak?
On to, Ms. McNair, I didn't understand the question regarding if they were designated or regarding the restrooms. I just didn't understand the question.
Is it
Male, female, or just
just
gender
anybody?
neutral?
Well, the current code requires calculations based on male and female, depending on the occupancy of the space. However, the future codes, I believe this is no longer required. We're in the process of adopting the new codes, the 2024, but they haven't been adopted.
So
We
right
can-
now, you'd have to have male, female.
Well, it looks to me like each one of those
They're in the-
fixtures are in a private room.
Yeah,
They
They
have
are.
a private door, private room. and
Correct.
so it doesn't
They
make
could
any
be
difference
male
whether
or
it's male
female.
or female.
correct.
The only
You just need to
concern
label
I
the door.
have is that when men use toilets, they don't have a urinal. They're not real good about raising the seat, lowering the seat, or whatever, and women don't like to use those fixtures. So you're dealing with something here that
It is-
I don't think is gonna work, but that's
Okay, but
neither
so
here.
then,
No, but we're aware of that. But we
Okay,
rather keep the toilets.
okay, but then in the kitchen right now, are you gonna have the windows that low enough that it doesn't interfere with the counter?
We are going to create something that, yeah, don't interfere, yeah, that help us with that. So we're gonna cover the back of the counter and you're gonna be able to see what's on top of the counter.
So you're gonna do black sheetrock again?
Well,
Oh,
not
wow.
exactly black sheetrock, but we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna find something, a material to cover. Yes, correct. That's the answer.
Half the window looking
Okay,
in,
and then in
the
future
other half is
storage,
blacked out.
it will be a blacked out window also?
Pardon me?
In future storage, will that be a blacked out window or will it be a?
No, it's gonna be an open window, a clear window.
That's gonna be a normal window, and every other window will be either half blacked out or all blacked out.
Oh.
Okay, and then you'll leave the transoms open to have light?
Correct. Mm-hmm, correct. That is correct.
Okay, well then, I kind of do like what Juan was saying, except, I don't know. I think if you flip the kitchen to where the bathrooms are, he might,
There's a lot of utility in that corner. That's another reason why.
there's a lot of what?
The fire sprinklers in that corner and
Oh.
stuff, so there's a reason.
So there's already infrastructure. that
Yes.
you can
Yeah,
access.
if you notice that bathroom is, corner bathroom is set in and all the walls are kind of also set in because there's utilities there.
I
And
see.
so we'll get a much better
So you,
kitchen layout where it is currently.
okay, so, and you
Yes.
were gonna really have to fill in the windows anyway because you have utilities there.
Yeah, yeah, and we want
Correct.
the kitchen to have a lot of light.
Yeah. But that's,
Mhm, correct.
but that's, okay, but you couldn't make it work this way so that you could have all the light in the, where you're having I'm guessing this can be a party place. Yes.
So,
Like to flip, I don't know,
yeah,
flip it all and even use this, but, okay. Because that way you would have light, much more natural light into the,
kitchen, yes.
well, if you're having a party, they would have big windows.
Will be a part.
Let's go back to the floor plan. Okay. Not adjourning yet. All right, right.
Go
Go
back
back. Back.
there.
Okay. I'm going to be critical about the architectural drawing here. The wall that runs along 13th Street, it's very easy to see where the columns are and the windows and all that along 13th Street. But on the Levy Street, your drawing doesn't show
Well,
where those, pilasters are.
we were gonna fill in with brick, but now we're not, so we'll update our
Yeah.
Okay,
to show that.
okay. All right, any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Well, I mean, what are you suggesting, Juan? What's your recommendation?
Follow the recommendation of the board and, doing the false windows where you don't have it, and instead of the fill-in. And so we'll follow the recommendation of the board.
I can't hear you.
So the recommendation was to approve the proposed project and the COA may be signed when the rehabilitation project describes in detail the construction features and materials listed below. The facade elevations must depict panoramic windows to follow hurricane regulations. Transom windows must be built with wood and non-tinted glass. The owner must confirm what we were discussing before, whether the brick on both facades will be painted or whether the East 13th Street will be low pressure washed and East Levy Street would have a similar brick. I think that has been cleared by the owner that they want to build to Levy Street a remaining area with brick and then paint it and match everything together. The infill for non-operable bay windows must be constructed of a different brick and pattern. This type and arrangement must be reflected in the elevations. In addition, the owner must provide a sample of this construction material. That's aligned with what board member Cardenas McNeil has said. I mean, somehow you have to define a little bit better the infill. That's what I will require if the board approves this, to be sure how the facade is going to look like without allowing surprises and so. And the project must be uploaded to Axela for further comments from the rest of the departments of the city of Brownsville.
Okay, is there a
And
motion?
he also has a better option would be to move the kitchen to the proposed
Yeah, that was.
bathroom and the bathroom to the proposed storage area, and
Yeah.
the storage area to the other.
Yeah, because I feel that in that way you can have a symmetrical door, but I think that Mr. Chapa has already said that there were some issues with
Utilities
the fire
in the corner, yeah.
in the corner.
You want the utilities there to be
They're existing.
you want the utilities there to be closest to the bathroom?
Okay, is there a motion?
Well, okay, I'm going to recommend we follow, Mr. Bellis's recommendation.
I guess the question is, are you in accord with the recommendation made by staff?
Yes.
And then we have blacked out windows to add to that.
Yeah.
We need to add blacked out windows. And then you're gonna do brick in the front up to the stucco and then paint everything. And then they'll come back to us with the colors or what?
Correct. Yes.
Well, the colors could be light, could be light colors as usual, or if they want to do this kind of darker color, because it's not the usual thing that we approve, maybe the color would return back while they
Okay,
do
what
the
about
rest of the work
language?
and so.
Okay, so, they're not for switching. You want the utilities in the bathroom. And then are you getting access to them in the bathroom to the utilities?
Yeah, there'll be a panel.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
Are you allowed to have the panel in the bathroom? I thought you weren't allowed to have the panel in the bathroom.
But
It's
these
not
are water
electricity,
utilities,
it's
not
water.
electrical. Yeah,
They're water.
it's water,
Okay.
fire sprinkler.
For
Okay.
the sprinkler, okay.
So is there a motion?
Okay, so I move to follow staff's recommendation with the addition of the blackout windows up to the blackout windows at the bathroom, the half blackout windows in the kitchen, and no blackout window in the storage room or in the front.
Okay.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
No, just wait a minute, there was something else that you were saying, that it's the brick also facing Levy Street,
The
or
brick-
to the stucco, and then the stucco remains.
So now it is my understanding, this picture is not showing it. It will be brick and then we're up to stucco.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, please remember that what is saying that is design changes, it has to return back to the HPO and the HVC. So please just adapt to the comments that has been said on recommendations, so we can move forward and
Yeah.
we do not have to return back.
Yeah, you'll have to show it to get approved.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, there's a motion made and second. Any further discussion?
Who's second?
Yeah, who seconded?
Martin,
Oh, Martin.
Martin seconded.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Velez, anything else?
That's all.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Omar,
Thank you so much.
I'll see you
Thank
in a
you.
minute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is.
Not attended, but online.